Alright, everybody, hello and good evening, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. I had to pause just a little bit to read my dang title. Am I coming through okay? Hopefully I am. Hey, Mike. Welcome back. How was your vacation? Let me guess, probably should have been longer. I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, I didn't stream last night because I was just chilling for my birthday. It was very chill, and I was too busy setting up my my new phone. So it's nice, it's new, and the battery lasts longer than an hour. It was sunny the whole time. It was all foggy and gross back. Yeah, actually, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow over here because it's gonna be like really hot and really muggy, and I'm not looking forward to that. I think I'm just gonna stay inside the whole day. Anyways, let's make sure we are perfectly synced. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. So where we last left off, we were still in pretty much part 1. Excuse me. Or the investigation stage of this this episode. Oops, wrong button. Oh, hi there. That's right, I remember now. So yeah, we got a decent amount of what do you call it? Evidence. I don't know if we got all of it, but I'm pretty sure we've got enough to at least break a couple locks. Lada's got some. I don't think Matt's got any. Old Bag's got some, and Adrian's got some. I'm trying to remember who had the least. I think if I remember correctly, I was going to go to Old Bag first to try and break her locks, so... yeah, motive for murder. Big scoop. It's either Lada or Old Bag. Yeah, you don't have anything to break. There we go. What you witnessed. Please tell me, when did you see it on the night of the murder? Zappy zap zap. It's just like 4 of them. But please, Mystic Maya's life is... Ah, but you haven't given me my present yet. What? Let's see. Only tell you if you bring me Juan's autograph. I can give you his murder crime scene picture. Okay, it's probably not Old Bag. Might be Lada. We were on the hunt for your big scoop last night. Yeah, she only has 2. Yeah, it's just a bunch of tabloid photos. They ain't got nothing to do with murder. Looks like we have no choice but to remove the psych locks. Yeah, I guess so. Let's see, big scoop. Could be this. Oh, yeah, that's right, because of the whole affair with Adrian. Like, you bastard. I mean, what? Let's do this. Big scoop. Lada, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I? for my scoop. What I want to know are the details of this scoop. That's not something I can tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter. All right then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm gonna say that you're looking into a scandal. Okay. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Juan Korea and this person. This woman. She's Adrian Andrews, Madon Guard's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jammin' Ninja. Would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it? You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. You can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup. Backup? Yeah. You gotta have that, new sauce? You mean news source? That's it. So, show me something so that Juan guy had something had something with Miss Andrews. You mean like this? This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous? To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Ah! Mr. Kurita didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. On Guard's manager, Adrian Andrews. She has the initials A.A. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were looking around Mr. Kurita's door last night. What? Gotcha, bitch. You were looking into Miss Kurita's and Miss Andrews' affair, weren't you? You got it. I was gonna catch myself. I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching them in the secret meeting. But there's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news. What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? That ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. Well, at least I do. At least that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and some misleading, and spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, Lotta. Nice journalistic integrity you got there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know? But the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone. Your note to yourself? It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They don't run off together. I came here for my big story, didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell you. What's with people now anyways? I never thought I'd see the day when someone else don't steal something from me. You really want that note back, huh? I have no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Okay. Like the whereabouts of what this could be? Just stolen on the night of the murder. You know something, don't you? About why Mr. Kurita was murdered. Okay, so we don't have all the clues on that. Why are you asking me? Don't tell me you can see inside my heart. No, but I can see the locks you have on your psyche. But if you don't remove her locks, yeah, it's worthless even to even ask. Okay, so we need a motive for her. What was the whole thing with the kidnapping? What was the ransom? To try and clear this guy? So we got a tablet about that. Let me shoot, what do you make of this? So about this wine glass. Ah, so you noticed it, pal. The whole crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched. You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe? No, actually, Miss Von Karma noticed it. Wait, she's here? Yeah, Pearl's noticed it before me too. Hey, wait a minute. So does that mean Miss Von Karma's here at the hotel? Yeah, she's around, man. If you're gonna be in so much trouble, pal. Especially if she catches you in here. Well, you can bet the instant I see her, I'll be running the 1,000-meter dash. Great, one more thing to worry about. Okay. You look at this photo and you can't help it. Makes you want to say, I can't believe this is the scene of a murder. Stand with a knife after a struggle. Clue is sleeping in this photo, somewhere I know it. It looks like a struggle, but I don't think it is. Otherwise there'd be more broken things. Yeah, she needs to be bribed. Oh, here we go. New stuff. Oh, the lawyer dude. So, what'd you find out? Well, I'm still in the middle of investigating. I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. Can you tell me about your activities last night? Well, after I got the reward, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my nickel samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? Oh, my manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show? Oh, I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? That's strange. I thought the nickel samurai was going to confess something. Well, anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy. Mr. Kurita was already dead at the time? Oh yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. Came to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own. That's when Detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then out of the blue, the dude arrested me. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita, what sort of... Oh, that's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. I think I've read this before. You wanted to try to make a Jam and Ninja movie, even though we know it We'd all know would fail. That Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Well, yeah. Took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you think it'd be the other way around, you know? Oh yeah, she's here. Somewhere. Alright, I'll see you around, Corbo. I mean, Matt. We've got one thing. I don't know if we have all of it. Let me give this a try. Why was Juan Corrida murdered? You asked me. I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Enguarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You're not good at being... Somehow I highly doubt that. You and Mr. Corrida had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems like quite a few people have already bought into this story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. That's a self-stay on her good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. So, you're telling me I don't have a chance? However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Miss Corrida? As if there was ever such a need. Did you get close to Mr. Corrida for this person's sake? Do you really still not understand? What? It's not my nature to enjoy doing things for others. But you're a manager. It's called a job. I'm in charge of Mr. Enguarde's star, not Mr. Enguarde the man. Oh. And you are not my client. Ouch. Is this my subtle hint to go home? But I know you must have a need to get close to the victim. Me? Need to get close to Miss Corrida. I have no idea. I thought that would at least break one lock. What does Gumshoe know about she's Mr. Enguarde's manager, right? No matter what I do, I really stink at talking with people like her. As soon as I open my mouth, I get all flustered. I don't blame you. See, she's one of those women with a brain. She's... okay. She's someone who gets things done. Yeah, she does give that sort of impression. Like she's got it all together. Compared to her, you can easily tell that I'm a can't do anything right kind of guy. That's why I get all nervous and start messing up. I feel sort of bad for him. I thought she was an alien from outer space. Yeah, probably because she's wearing that strange helmet. Nah, even with her helmet off, I thought she was an alien, pal. I think that's probably the best to keep that to yourself, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I want to be let bygones be bygones, pal. Look, this guy's guilty. A buck says so. $1. Are you sure you're not talking about Pearl's allowance money? I can't bet any more than at my salary. Doesn't matter what we think. I still have to defend Mr. On Guard from court or else. I'm not a real fan of action shows or anything, but I know who Juan Carrera and Mr. Matt On Guard are. You can't talk about one without talking about the other, I guess. They even debuted around the same time. So they must have this real fire rivalry with each other. Kind of like you and me, pal. I don't know about that. I never thought he thought of me as a rival. Never knew he thought of me as a rival. Do anything? This old granny? She kept on glaring at me with those eyes of hers as if it's my fault. Kept babbling about she won't forgive people who write trash about her, Juan. Yeah, we sort of got into a little fight, you know. A little fight? One of these two was probably more of a blabbering contest. I don't really care for them heroes or whatnot. Oh, I see. And shows they got for kids, those adventures are just plain old boring. Now, adults, we get more caught up in messy, sticky, real situations. Even me. Oh. Sounds like Little Ty's getting what I'm going with this. Wait a second, don't go around getting her mixed up in things like that. Hey, that's Mr. Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Mr. Powers likes this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her. No. There's sort of a small rumor going around about her right now. Rumor? Okay, I think I've heard about this. Yeah. Never thought I'd see her not here of all places. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Matt's younger than me, but you can practically see his star potential. Okay, yeah, I remember this one. His autograph the other day. Oh, what if I show him Juan? He debuted around the same time as Matt and everything, you know? Started off small. First it was singing contests, then swimming competitions. Then it was bowling tournaments, and then it was who could throw the best New Year's parties. Juan was always trying to one-up Matt. But lately these two were escalating more and more dangerous things. I thought that no good would come of it all, so I began to worry. Too bad Juan's story ended so soon. Yeah, I think he's the one that gave me the article about Adrian, so... I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you. How about I told you? No. No, thank you. I don't know anything about that. I was already getting ready for the show. I don't know anything about the murder. But if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. Oh, maybe she saw something. Hang on. I saw the most important moment of the night. Maybe she saw something about the affair. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. And please, tell us what you saw. But, oh, what a waste. And here I have a perfectly good chance at having a little fun at you youngin's expense. I am a little devil after all. Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? Alright, I'll give you what you want. Oh no, she wants the autograph. I don't think I have enough evidence. Yeah, because she wants, maybe there's something in the room? This guitar case, I guess, it's a little beat up, but still usable. That's strange, the guitar's not here. Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show? But Mystic Maya, she said that bright red guitar was the Jammin' Ninja's signature item. That's true. Huh? This guitar case is wet, but it's only wet on the top of the lid. Yeah, there's no water inside the case. This is water, isn't it? What's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick? I've heard the sound before because it's the frickin' phone you've got on you. Oh no, okay. It's Miss Von Karma. For some reason, whenever I hear that sound, she pops up out of nowhere and whips me. Come to think of it, that's exactly what happened the last time. Sorry, I gotta make myself scarce. Later, pal. Ow! Hi. At last, you reveal your true nature, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Would it be too much to ask you to be nice to me for a change? So, you're the type to steal information from pitifully helpless detectives. That's very... Ow! Hey, don't you dare run away, scruffy McTrenchcoat. I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. Detective, come over here for a second. Ow! Damn. I feel better knowing at least you were a man enough to face your punishment. I was so scared, he just froze up on the spot. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you have soiled my perfect prosecution record. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine. victory is yours. Is that all this means to you? What? Come, Scruffy. The investigation briefing is about to begin. Yes, sir. This isn't over yet. I swear on my family's honor. Ow. What did you throw at me now? What's this? Well, I guess this means I gotta get back to the precinct now, pal. If you never need me, come down to the criminal affairs department, alright? And if you can, just try not to let Miss Von Karma see you. I see what we got here. Oh, there it is. Mr. Nick, what's this piece of paper? It's called an autograph. Autograph? The paper's got Miss Carita's name written on it, so it's his autograph. I can't read it at all. To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this. It's a special way of writing. It's called cursive. Look here. See how it says "to my dearest Wendy" in the normal letters here? But this is sloppy, unreadable writing. It's crazy and cruel to give this to someone. Hold on. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. Wendy Old Bag Phoenix. Come on now. Alright, so we got that. Let's see if we can't break Old Bag. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. Give you what you want. That's Juan's autograph. Yes, it is. And it even says, "to my dearest Wendy" on it. That's me, right? Right? My name's Wendy Oldbag, so that Wendy has to be me, right? Well, it may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Juan had this Wendy in mind when he signed it. Oh, please give it to me. Let me have it, please. I can't let you have it just like that. Yes, I know. And how about an exchange? That's all it took? She must really want this autograph. My offer isn't good enough for you? Fine, Mr. Right, you win. Wendy Oldbag, ready to open up her heart, all from my dearest Juan. God damn it, Oldbag. I feel bad for you now. Huh? I tell you, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room. You're kidding. Oh no. It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered. It was just coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet, minding my own business. And? Did you tell that to the police? Well, of course. I thought I could get a gift certificate or two out of it, maybe more. Gift certificate? I've been recruited again for that part of the trial. No, the trial tomorrow. This time you're gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard to get your client pronounced guilty. But Mr. Martin hasn't done anything bad. I don't care about the details like that. I know he did my dear poor Juan in. I just do. That yellow-bellied chicken. Yellow-bellied chicken? I wonder what that would look like. I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad, and I say he did it. What did Mr. Carter ever do to her to deserve this? What did Mr. Arngard do to you to make you so... You don't know? That guy, he framed my Juan. He created that scandal and plagued poor Juan. Mr. Nick, what is it? What's a scandal? Oh, I'll tell you about it after we get home, okay? Poor Juan, led astray by the wiles of that vile temptress. Mr. Nick, what do vials and wild temptress mean? How about we just listen to what Miss Oldbag has to say for now, okay, Pearls? So, Miss Oldbag, who's this woman you're talking about? Adrian Andrews, of course. Who else? That guy, he shoved the girl on Juan on purpose. His own manager. Why? I thought lawyers are smart. It was to create a scandal to make Juan lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal that dragged his reputation through the mud. Sounds like a pretty standard definition of a scandal to me. What do you know about that anyway, Miss Oldbag? I'm one of Juan's biggest fans. I'm always out there getting information. There's nothing I don't know. And do you have proof that Mr. On Guard did what you say he did? Next week's issue is of a certain magazine says so. Of course. A tabloid. Next week? Doesn't that mean there's something people don't know about yet? Why would Miss Oldbag have information like that? And where did she get it? Yeah, there's nothing in here. Let's give this another try. It's not that close to Miss Karita. It's never been good at being intimate with another person.
Take that!
I despise interpersonal relationships like that. However, what if there's a need for you to get close to someone?
Take that!
Do you really still not understand? What? It's not my nature to enjoy doing things for others. What? You're a manager. It's called a job. Okay, sorry.
Take that! Take that!
That's not it either. I gotta see what else she knows. Oh, she knows Will. He's an actor contracted with Global Studios. He's a very nice man with a good heart. But that's all he is, and will ever be. Oof, what a horrible thing to say. Society doesn't care about genuinely nice people, Mr. Ray. Huh? For a second, her face twisted in pain. I wonder if something happened to Miss Andrews. Did you know the victim, Mr. Kurita? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place after all. Did you know about his rivalry with the Nickel Samurai? Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, these two competed over each other over the most trivial things. If even one of them wasn't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. You asked to become Mr. On-Guard's manager. It's a pleasure to manage with his nice disposition. Mr. On-Guard does seem like a rather weak-willed man, always doing what he's told. He's only saying my manager, right, Mr. Nick? I hate talking about myself. It's a trifling matter, that's so sorry. Take away that layer of sarcasm and she really does seem to hate herself. Mr. On-Guard said he didn't know about it. Is that what he said? Huh? Okay, she didn't know the details. Quest publicity department. Wouldn't take her to be the type of person to do something without knowing the details. That guitar case. No, that was Juan's. I'm guessing you've seen this case before? It's pretty famous by now. It stands out because it holds the bright red guitar. Bright red guitar, the Jammin' Ninja's signature item. But if the guitar's so important, how could you forget it for the award ceremony? That does seem a little strange. Oh, yeah, we can go here. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back! Hey, so you came, pal. Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are all airtight. But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. So what do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces. Two? And both of them are in this photo. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. That's the button you found during your body search of Mr. On Guard. Yep. Found it on the folds of the Nickel Samurai's special pants. And the second one is the knife in his chest, pal. Fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact. Fingerprints? Whose are they? You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're Mad On Guard's. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So what about this airtight testimony? Yeah, it's that old security lady, Miss Holdbag. I thought so. What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Oh, well, I even told her not to open up that mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Blab knob is stuck on 10. There's no turning it down, trust me. Yeah, well, Miss Holdbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death. No way! What can you tell me about this guitar case? Oh, that. This is just what I heard, pal. This is Jammin' Ninja's signature item. But the guitar wasn't in his hotel room. Yeah, we looked for it too. And it's not normal for a person to forget to bring their most famous item to an award show. It's starting to sound like the red guitar is related to this case after all. Yeah, the stuff in this glass is tomato juice, pal. Tomato juice. I heard the victim really loved that stuff. Favorite drink of the world. What's his favorite drink? First time I heard of that. We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. Scandal with Mr. Kurita, but why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman... Oh! A woman committed suicide. Suicide? Her name was Celeste Impax. And she was Juan Kurita's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. Oh. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one. Her mentor? The woman who was both Mr. Kurita's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor. Could her suicide have something to do with this case? You want to know about it? Know more about her, pal? Would you like to know more? It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Maybe it's just I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma! Can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean... I do. Scruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's... Wait! Please wait, sir! If I don't get this month's pay, I'll start quiet! If it weren't for traitors like you... I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who? That voice. Edgeworth! He's back! It's been a long time. Right. This person... This is Mr. Edgeworth? What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Francisca. You... How dare you show your face up to me without a shred of shame upon it? You've soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Francisca. How are things going? I hear you're having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix, right? I will see you tomorrow in court. There'll be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. I thought you, the prosecutor Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick! I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you gonna run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So, no. I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What's that supposed to mean? Is Edgeworth gonna be on my team? I have something definitive that you lack, and working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth? In order to understand this trial, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, but I can be a bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head? A lot of things may have happened. However, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of a von Karma. 1 year ago, you couldn't establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you lost your perfect win record? To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What's your reason? Well, with Francisca, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client, to save their lives. To save your client, you say. Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals. Those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you are a prodigy, or someone like Edgeworth. Looks like there's still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I've yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. A time will come when you will see is come. Time when you will see enough is come. Wait, a time when you will see is coming soon enough. I know how to read. Looking into leads, but we can only look into a few key players with our limited resources. There's no reason for us to waste our energy investigating this person. Why don't you just tell it to me straight and say, I don't know, I don't have any info. There's an interesting rumor about this man. You mean the one about Miss Andrews getting close to him? But that's pretty common tabloid fare, isn't it? I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found. While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors became popular, I take it. Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is a motto. Refreshing? And what's so refreshing about a spring breeze? Sounds like the pollen is not treating him well this year. Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself. Secret? You can't help but feel that this whole case revolves around her. Bingo. We got our lead. This woman's another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago. But she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Impax died. But her death was ruled as suicide, right? Yes. But there's still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle. Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. Suicide note that just vanished, huh? Looks like Miss Andrews isn't here. That's not good. I still have a few questions I want to ask her. And she has that cyclock on her heart, right? Well, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we'll have to come back later. Unless... I wonder if, he knows anything. I'm honored you're asking me, but okay. So he has no idea. Dude, like, I know I like to throw money around, but it's not like I buy everything and everything. That's my manager. Did you meet her? Yeah. What do you think? A strong woman, right? And she takes good care of me. You're such a mama's boy. What's wrong? How much do you know? What do you mean, how much? Mr. Lawyer, I may be your client, but I hope you'll keep yourself out of my personal life. What? I would never... No, if you'll excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep. You're in detention! Who in the world are you gonna eat with? The security guard? The Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow I get the feeling she's a very important person in all this. Ms. Impacts' death was most certainly a suicide, of that there's no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. A suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impacts had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Carita himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Carita had his own manager's suicide note, but why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part 1? Just still... Nope, he's gone. Who the hell could she be? I wonder if I can be able to talk to Edgeworth more about it. Worst of all, reports have multiple parts like that one. That has 2. What you just handed me is the first part. Oh, what? That's all it takes? Wait, what? She tried to kill herself. This is quite the kind of person trying to kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews has a certain secrets she's always trying to hide. Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. I'm talking about the exact opposite of what that woman is. What if we go back to the hotel now? Nope, she's not there. Where the hell is she? Oh, there we go. What's this about? Why did they move it to the top instead of at the bottom like normal? What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempt at suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she hadn't apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? Because she died. Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impax, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that... Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs in-person, whom she can trust absolutely. Once she finds that person, she'll do anything to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian herself. And that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. Terrible. Got two of them now. Nope, not there. So what if we go back? There we go. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska von Karma. Miss von Karma, what are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so you've got some nerve following me around. Following you? That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one who's doing the following. Pearls. You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for that poor detective. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews? Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she? Let's try it now.
Take that!
You know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things?
Take that!
Whatever. What if there was a need you to get close to someone? For this person's sake.
Take that!
Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? That's one. Miss Impacts. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Corrida's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Corrida so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy mudracker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews, there was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself onto a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved.
Take that!
Nope! That's not what I wanted to do! God dang it.
Take that!
There we go. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? Looks like the police were under suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body? Mr. Corrida. Juan? And, Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That's why you became intimate with Mr. Corrida. I've sat by quietly and listening to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, it allowed me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. One person doesn't care about what goes on in the life of others. That's the impression you'd like to give. However, I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise.
Take that!
Miss Andrews, you nearly went through you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? With what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that's all just a lie. A facade. You've always searched out people whom you can depend on. You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Corrida of hiding Miss Impacts' note. You heard about it, and thought to recover it from him by getting close. Am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why the victim was killed. Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Kurita dead. Me? Miss Impact was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder? It's true. I'm a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small, and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. You're sure we're doing pretty well. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews. Is this like a sad... This is like a sad rendition of the Steel Samurai theme. This one thing. It's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Kurita. Celeste. Without her I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. But you got close to Mr. Kurita to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't. I wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so... I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, if people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Alright, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews had been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card. Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. Oh. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. I'm not remembering something clearly. Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Unless... I must be off. I leave Mr. Ungard in your capable hands. Oh, got more stuff. Well, I think we've gathered all about what we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, girl, she looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all. She's been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh, no. I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I really am. Look fine to me. So what now? Well, we did find one thing for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. You mean Miss Impax's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Hello? Wright & Co. law offices. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Maya! Where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Which is why I suppose she's absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost. Wouldn't you agree? Wait, Maya, let me hear her! Very well. Ask my... Maya, is that you? Sis? Ask my sis! Oh, we gotta ask Mia. Maya! Damn it, cut me off. Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she? Sis? What does she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry? Ah! Hi. Mia! I have a message from Maya, so come. Ask me anything you want about her. How's Maya? She's safe. For now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't really get use spirit channel like that. It's pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer the phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And she didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya's locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her? I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. That actually sounds pretty good right now. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he isn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you were with, I wonder if you were with Nick right now. There's all sorts of things piled up here, but it's too dark to see. Drat, it's locked. Maybe this door's locked seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I can use. I mean, like that? Oh! Kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. That's it! This shell card. If I use this, maybe I can get the key to, I can get the door to open. This might be my key to out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick worried. Waiting or worried. Oh. Oh, so this was actually happening at the same time. Adrian did it? Well, that's what it looks like. Dude, no way, that woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Oh, dang. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed, let's get going. It's him. This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well... when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit... how shall we say? Tired. Don't worry. People don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you'll graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! Kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer, dude? Who was that? No one. This has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Are you getting mad at me? Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma shot by an unknown... What? What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. It's present? Miss Von Karma was one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she all right? I don't have an answer. She's alive and in stable condition. Oh, that's good. Phew. Yo. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Wait, wasn't Manfred shot in the same area? Luckily, I have looked this case over and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right? I finally found the answer I was struggling for in my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. Well, for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like the proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. It's gonna be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. Answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Carrito, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their room, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started about 6 p.m., it ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with the testimony, Detective. The person who discovered... Excuse me. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant Matt On Guard's manager. She's a very pretty lady, sir. Ah, she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. On Guard. After visiting his room, she went to the next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. Cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Carrito was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention will be drawn here to this bandana. Banana? His bandana, sir. Okay, for a second, I thought I misread that wrong. Apparently it was the judge that's throwing me off. Bandana, sir. That's that thing tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. There's banana-scented bandana. Then, what about the knife? It seems it was stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. Oh, it seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murder on our hands here. Strangled with a scarf. And why do you think that? Because it was empty, pal. Jam and Nigga doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar, and we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, and how about this theory? The fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get that. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. The victims, huh? I see. Well, so much for my theory then. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Goatwater Hotel that night. What? Well then, where was it? bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage, he didn't have his guitar. So the guitar case was empty before he even got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that's enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Mr. On Guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing.
Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir. Matt On Guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's enough motive in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja's costume and found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. Defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for a crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. No, that's a steak knife that was from the,
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on this knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of sticky on the handle. So the fingerprints came out clearly, sir. And there's his button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And this button is also covered in blood?
Yes, sir. And we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What?
All this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in, right? I'll find a hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. In terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not? Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Carita was always one step behind Mr. On Guard in everything. This year it seemed like he finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. Mr. Carita lost the Grand Prix in the end.
That's too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing.
Let me save again. Wait just a second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Carita in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all.
Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective?
It's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
No!
No, Detective, let's continue with the testimony.
Oh, now my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone? Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. All right, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now let's reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously, and that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. It's a perfect match, pal. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Kurita, and then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what are you trying to say about me here? How were their fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, that's what you meant. Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to this testimony right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
The defendant was the owner of this knife then?
Defendant bought the knife. Nope. There's no way that this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal, but this isn't some pocket knife. Doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around either. Phoenix, yes, there's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully about the button cover. For any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. Yep, I already got it. The knife. It wasn't his to begin with. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? Oh, that's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about.
It has Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel? Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually the property of the hotel, which means that this murder was not premeditated.
Yes, that is very true. That is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that's dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't... Question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Kurita's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate the last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what's on top of the table.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing, perhaps. Is it a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt on guard's knife was missing. Mr. On guard had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant, a brilliant clear deduction.
Seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps I just walked headlong into.
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There was quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? It means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Red?
Well, Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, the gavel of his will be ringing out the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
There is one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
What a judge is saying, was saying is right. Don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. Actually, yeah. Then stab with the knife. Sorry, Brett, but this time your bluffing steered you wrong. What? Oh, shit. Well, sorry, Matt.
Yeah, we never found this.
shit. This has to be another trap. But if I don't say anything that risks throwing out a bad piece of evidence.
Looks like the defense isn't saying a peep on this one.
Which means that this court is adjourned. Phoenix, we'll lose this case if you give up here. We all know I have the tendency to be wrong more than I can't even say it. There is one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something this court has to see.
I'll say this one more time.
Okay, so it just loops back by saying no. So it's not this.
Take that!
Nope. Alright, I'll try one more time, then I'll go for a hint. What is the guitar case?
Take that!
Nope. Well, I've got no idea. Is it a piece of evidence or is it a profile? Because that doesn't work. This doesn't work. And this doesn't work either. Or no, this is what I used first. And then this one doesn't work.
This is a wine glass, is it not?
Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These are all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that's sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Yes, it's a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it, Your Honor?
your opinion?
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Miss Andrews really have set that glass? No, because... why would she have it? My instinct point with certainty. It just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves that it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You turn the situation on its head again, yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any, he's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I'd never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? But then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Even if I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Kurita. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Now, do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has proved enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Old bag. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Oops. Yeah, I just bumped the microphone. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness! Your name and occupation... Ugh. Gotcha! I wonder what happened to the calm composure he had earlier. Oh, edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? She'd be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? It was the wicked witch of the witness stand. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even those things that don't have to do with crime.
This witness, what terrible crime is all this court needs to know?
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, ma'am. No, please. By all means, interrupt her. Please!
Anyway, witness. Your testimony, please. Oh, it's true what they say. You youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder.
This is correct, Miss Oldbag. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone here is crazy over at On Guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Aren't you married?
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was that man coming out of poor old Juan's room. It was On Guard, Matt On Guard, trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. On Guard came out of the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I swear to God, if she... Wait, cause... Was On Guard in costume? Oh! Miss Oldback, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. Even I took out a few of those nails. I even took out a few of the nails. Maybe it was a good thing that show didn't go on. Besides, the manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard without me. Oh, she does have glasses. So I thought I'd take a little break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? Something you were interested in. Just what was that? Yeah, it's not some little thing I just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgipoo, of course.
Mr. Wright, what was this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. Looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Oh? Then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corrida's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born, so I could count. I wasn't born, so I could count for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I keep tracking of how old I really am. Sorry, that just made me laugh. I'm thinking of certain someone.
Perhaps that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, sonny. The man that came out of the one's room, he was.
Yes, he was.
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
I wouldn't.
What I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now. Well, I guess I can tell you since you were such a bad boy anyway. You saw my client. Are you sure about that? Yesy. Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. I get a sense of deja vu. Exactly. Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket. Ah, so he was wearing that at the detention. He was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right.
So, Mr. Wright, or was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
It was. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket to be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right. Witness, please.
Well, I don't like to be bad-mouthing anyone without reason, but if I must... Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. She's so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. It's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed into a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? It's a button number 2 on Jammin' Ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Wow. She really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered in Mr. Ingard's body during a full body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that there was that rascal on guard. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. See? See? An on guard is a nickel samurai. Witness. Now, it may just be me and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, don't you like... Oh, there she goes. At least it wasn't as fast as before.
Now hold your tongue still for 1 second. What you saw in actuality was not Mr. Esgard, the man, but Mr. Ungard, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway. Miss Old Bag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy Poo, don't you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear this costume during the murder. And to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be bad, little boy. Thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Oh, youngins today, I told you there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is truth. She's just as delightful as a witness as she was a year ago.
That's the right, you may cross-examine the witness.
Would you please get on with your testimony? Get on with it! You start barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. What? She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. What if she actually does that in the anime?
Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket?
Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you be good and stick to just the facts. What? Why does that work? Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Remind me to send you a thank you note later, too. Edgeworth, old chum. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a quarter. Not too long ago. Let me ask you this. When you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What'd you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner here on the public's court. So what? See? And look what you are now. You're not Judge Wagner. Are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be responsible for the past. Since when did the court become theatrics over testimonies? All that matters is that man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough? And what would that be? That way you know we can see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think that the costume would make him stand out all the more. You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at this post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing, and that included the Jammin' Ninja. Of course it included him. That's why On Guard came out of dear Juan's room. I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai? As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one, huh? There's a contradiction in the testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay.
Objection!
Nope. I'm overlooking something, I know it. Question is, what is it? I might need some help on this one.
Objection!
No, that's not it. Am I not seeing?
Hold it! Hold it!
Sorry, I think I am. I'm probably not hard enough.
Hold it!
Yeah.
Hold it!
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark.
Objection!
No. What am I missing here?
Objection!
Somewhere in the Nicholson. Sitting in plain sight.
Objection!
Yes, please. I just need to be pointed in the right direction of where to look. Her last statement.
Objection!
No, that's not it. The knife?
Objection!
Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at? That's exactly what I'm driving at.
Well, what are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
If Mr. Armgard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to... Oh! Wait a minute. No, it just says fingerprints. But if we look at the outfit, it wouldn't been there's no bare hands. Actually, it would have wiped the previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Objection!
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Objection!
And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. And let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room in costume as a Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show with a knife in hand? Which is why he took his gloves off.
The murder still did take place.
It is well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edwards' theory?
So let me get this straight. Edward's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Yeah. Why is there a third one that says think about it one more time? Your theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engarde was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. This knife. This was used by Mr. Engarde at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, if you just said it yourself, at that time the defendant had no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from the supposition. What? Supposition 1, okay. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Order! Order, I say. Order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
Oh. Both, really. Why would this be a choice, other than the fact that he was actually strangled?
Huh? What was that noise?
Speaking of knives, or knives, rather, I know how to speak. Knife King 23, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Just followed the same My Glorious King Miles Edgeworth. Why does everybody like Edgeworth? No, I'm just kidding, I like him too. It's to hide the way in which the murder was carried out, of course.
More of your nonsense?
Take another good look at the autopsy report. The victim actually died from strangulation. The killer tried to hide this by stabbing the knife into the victim's chest.
Doesn't the autopsy admit that the cause of death was strangulation?
Well, yes, the real cause of death was easily discovered. Then I'd say the knife did a terrible job of concealing this fact. Okay, yeah, let's, And that laugh doesn't do a very good job of concealing your error either.
Mr. Wright, I will ask you one more time.
Yeah, to frame him. To frame my client, Mr. Engarde, of course.
Frame?
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Jipu?
Miss, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But, I mean, I can't really do anything about that right now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret. God damn it, woman! That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Carita, am I right? Am I correct, witness?
The way you think. You're a sad amateur for the terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Olmec was waiting around from the victim's room. It doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Carita. She was waiting for Adrian. Maybe an old bag. For that person. That's who I think Mia's hinting at. It's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting around for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you?
Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager.
Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... I see.
The judge seems to be really into the article, if it could be called such a thing.
Then this manager with the initials AA, you saying that it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn confidentiality stuff then.
What in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. Got a bad feeling about this. Very bad feeling. I've got some information from some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation in secret, of course.
What for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. I swear to God, old bag.
Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is gonna take the wind out of you youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of this, of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10 years old. That On Guard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
The defendant sent this manager? What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, truth is never pleasant?
Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article possesses is in fact baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. Ed on Guard's gut is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. That's a saying. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the day. feel like you're probably saying this. Danger zone! You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman is getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it even says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the magazine it came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and a gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Red.
Whose side are you on? Anyway, On Guard will never get me to say touche. I will. She's gonna come in the air. Oh Lord. Thought he could ruin poor Juan because of a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking about the word scandal, what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that On Guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right. I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me proof that Ed On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Do I? Does she have the camera? I'm not gonna let you push me around that easily. There's many a man who said those exact words and paid dearly for them. And you should brace yourself for this. Brace yourself this time. I'm gonna do this one first. What are you handing it over to me for? So you can give that jagged head baboon boy a message for me, please. Tell him that no matter what he does, the only thing he's good at is failing. What she said, right? Or should I say, baboon boy? It wouldn't make sense for me to do this, though. Yeah. Unless I don't say I don't have any. I don't have anything to offer. See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about things without saying things without proof. You just giving me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy. In my big mouth. And that's the way the cookie crumbles for you anyway. So what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need.
You were going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this!
No, stop!
It was too bad that woman didn't come through that door that night. Wait, what? Secret information that no one else knows yet. This is true. How do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret! If you drill a hole in my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bag? If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today. Edgy Pooh, what are you doing? Help me.
What do I have to do with this?
Just do this for me, you'll get your reward. I don't want your reward, but you're leaving not much of a choice. I could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering.
As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning.
She totally has the camera. That's true, and why do you know this old bag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? This investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh, yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing?
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No. I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it. That's the note. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of grocery supply.
Then you're the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Pooh, you may believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine.
Well, it's only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
Looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to this prosecution. Witness! You said that the only thing you stole was that note? Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen to it more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from a terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're just lying, damn it. And I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. There we go. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me.
What? Witness?
What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it's only logical that you have the camera, too. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera that you're looking for? That's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and I borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slime Bag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. When I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. I swear to God, this woman. She's worse than an Asian ant who likes to gossip.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Just one. What are the other photos?
Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai.
It's too short. She's too short. See, I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in its... Wait. This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. OnGuard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai costume is...
the defendant.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
Can't make a mistake here, Dylan. There is. There's something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree here there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defendant to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Well, find something wrong with this photo. Let this chance go by. Where'd you take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo that is strange?
I would like to direct the court's attention to this area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, it would be one thing, however you can't.
And? What does that mean?
The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard.
What is the meaning of this?
I wonder if you would care to elaborate what the actual facts that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Holding up his hakama just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. Doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? But the person in this photo is not on guard. Everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
I figured it would come to this. Hang on, I need a drink of water. Can we please come to a recess? What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that this person inside this costume is not met on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. Why is he so calm?
Adrian Andrews?
If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it's none other than this woman. And why would you say that it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon.
Why did you just say what it is? Why did you just say what it is you want, Mr. Wright? Oh, yep. I have to do this now. It's my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Andrews as the murderer in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order! 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 Looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. The verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do?
Now then.
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. I cannot hear Miss Andrews texting me.
I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. Does he know about the whole thing with Maya?
We can't continue due to this unexpected development.
Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
And what do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What?
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man. Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Yeah. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly.
Very well. We'll call the next witness. However, before we shall proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
You mean like a 1-week recess? But not this 3 hours. So we'll save this. I'm guessing this is the second half. I can only assume. But yeah, we'll save that for next week. Good lord. Oh, goodness. Was not expecting it to go that long. But, yeah. So we'll continue with that next week. Or if I can't figure out something to do tomorrow, it's still to be determined. If I don't have something ready tomorrow, we'll just continue with this. We'll see where it goes. But on that, thank you for joining me tonight. Tomorrow, TBD. Friday will be more of the Let's Build Master Grade Dynamis, and that'll be it for the rest of the week. It's either gonna be this or some kind of impulse stream of something tomorrow. I don't know. I gotta see what I'm in the mood for, or something that could hold off time. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you for the hints. Thank you, Knife King, for the quick drop by and mention that you like Edgeworth. It's interesting to see where this is going. But yeah, if you like this stream, you can head on over to the following links. Type. The first link will take you to the Lazy League Discord and be able to find the rest of us, such as Oh Hey Mike K, the Batquin, Gummed Off the Gray, and many others in our circle who also stream. It's a lot of fun stuff that goes on over there. The second link will take you to the sister site for this channel, where you'll be able to find more info on other upcoming streams, my archive, and if you got any questions, comments, concerns that you would like me to know about, or any suggestions that you might have for me for future Let's Plays, Retro Nights, or Let's Builds, the contact page over there. Alternatively, you can head on scroll down below or off to the side, depending which platform you're watching from, to find the Blue Sky link to also reach me. Other links help support the channel, and other streamers who aren't connected or affiliated with the Lazy League. They're just ones that I like to watch and follow. Check them all out whenever you can. They're all great. And again, thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully, I haven't worn out my voice that much. If it's fine to do some more of this tomorrow, I will. Otherwise, I will probably do a filler stream of some kind, or start a shorter Let's Play of something. I don't know. To be determined. But yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow then. And that, take care. Love and hype. Life is good. Sort of. Anyways, y'all have a good night.